Hi, I'm John with Hillis Brothers Painting. Today with me we have Dave Koski with Behr. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been with the company and what you do for them.
Well, I'm a territory or sales rep for Western Michigan, and I've been with Behr Paint and Kills for over 18 years now, and I've been primarily in the Grand Rapids and Lansing areas.
He's the best rep there is. He always lets us know all the product information that we need on particular things. But today, what we want to talk about is we want to talk about decks. And Behr's rolling out a new product this year, and it has oil in it. And Dave, can you tell us a little bit about that product
Yeah.
and why they came up with that product?
Well, we've got this is it right here. We've got a new oil-based transparent line of stains that we actually launched it last year, but in the Western Michigan area, we're just bringing it in currently. Comes in 3 different pre-mixed colors. We've got this is a cedar natural tone. We have a clear, and we've got a redwood. Oh, actually, there's a chocolate as well. In addition, we've actually able to make 54 custom colors with that. That's in addition to this year's as well. So it's an easy oil-based, easy product that's easy to maintain. It spread rate is somewhere around 250 to 400 square feet, depending on the porosity of the product. And it's easily applied with either a pump sprayer, a staining pad, or even sprayed on.
Why would you say, you guys have come out with a bunch of different products over the years. A lot of them are water-based products. I remember when I first started shopping at Home Depot and buying some of the Behr stuff, you guys had an oil product at the time. You guys discontinued it, and now you're bringing it back, and now it's going to have all these different colors that you're talking about where you're able to tint it. Why is this important for Michigan and people's decks in Michigan?
Well, there's such a great demand for it right now, and the technologies have really improved over the number of years. Initially, the product that we had, it was probably 15 to 17 years ago that we had this product. It was a linseed oil-based product, and linseed oil is one of those products we've been in the industry for years, if not centuries. However, it has a tendency to promote mildew growth, and that was an issue that we ran into. We
I don't think a
kind
lot
of
of
took
people
a
know
step
that.
back from that. And it's it was one of those, we just said, there's better technologies out there, so we actually pursued them. Now we've actually developed, in partner with a lot of other chemical companies, Dow Chemical, we've actually developed better oil-based resins that are more durable, promote less mildew growth, easy to apply, and they last, they'll last longer in their lifetime. But this product is beautiful. It's one thing I did about 1,000 square foot deck last summer with it, just as a test.
Okay.
And it goes on easily. You can apply nice even coats after you properly prepare the deck. It has just got a nice low luster to it, and it's easy to maintain. It's not something that you're going to have to strip off to reapply, which a lot of transparents or semi-transparents you'll have to do to get the proper appearance. You can actually clean it and apply a fresh coat, a maintenance coat, as you'd say, to rejuvenate the finish.
How long would you say, if the deck is properly prepared under the right conditions, how long is something like this going to last before you're going to want to clean it again and then maybe give it a light sand and then recoat with this?
You're looking at, with a clear, typically it's about 2 years. There may be times where you might want to go through and clean a little bit, to fill maybe some wear patterns, perhaps from the back of your back door of your house, across your deck, typical traffic patterns. You can just go clean it up really quick and just do a light coat on there. But every 2 years, probably recommended that you do go through and clean it, and just apply a nice new coat on to rejuvenate the whole finish. It's a penetrating finish, so it'll actually last. It does go right on. You can apply over the previous coat and not have any issues with that.
When you say penetrating, the difference between a product like this and some of those water-based products is the level of how deep that it does penetrate, right?
Yeah, because an oil typically we can kind of get into the technology, but keep it simple. Like latex products or paints are film formers, where they form a film on the surface and bond to the surface. So if the surface isn't properly prepared, it's not clean, it's not dry, and it's not sound, it won't have an issue with bonding to that surface. It will fail, earlier than expected. Where surface that's properly prepared, it's gonna last a long time. The other side of that is, like with a penetrating finish, you also want to make sure that it's clean, and the surface, you've actually opened up the pores of the wood, whether it's sanding or using a proper cleaner, so it can actually soak in to the surface evenly. You won't have that mottled appearance, and you'll get proper penetration of the finish. But typically oils will soak in deeper. Some of our water-based finishes are designed with a resin that what we would refer to as follows the path of water into the wood. So they do soak in quite well. Some of our transparents are clears. However, they do also form a film on the surface, so if it's not properly prepared, you've got loose wood fiber that it's actually bonded to, which eventually comes off. It will take your finish with it.
I notice with the water-based finishes, it says on the label, like, if the deck is actually damp, that's a good thing because it will penetrate deeper. But when an oil product, I would think you'd want the deck completely dry, right?
Ideally, yeah. You wouldn't want to apply this if it's rained within probably 24 hours. You really want to give it ample time to dry. I mean, I think oil and water don't mix, so you want a nice dry surface. I mean, you can clean it the day before, as long as you've got 24 to 48 hours of really good warm weather. If it's been cool, that slows down the evaporation from the surface of moisture. So you really want a nice dry surface for it to really truly penetrate well.
All right, well, we're going to be using this product a lot this summer. I love the oil-based products. I love them because after a few years, like Dave was saying, I don't have to strip the deck. If 3-4 years of this product on your deck, I can just come out there and I can power wash it, clean it, get all the black stuff off, get the mold off, give it a light sand, and then just recoat with this. Whereas like some of the water-based, if it's not prepared properly, you could have some peeling issues on there, and then at that point, like Dave said, you have to strip the deck, and then it's to get it to look right when you recoat, especially on a semi-transparent stain. On a solid color stain, it's not so much a problem because you can just peel those bad spots that failed off of there and then recoat again. But for semi-transparent, we're going to try this product, try it in all the different colors. So ask about this product when we come out to your house. Now, when we talked about cleaning the deck, Dave, can you tell us a little bit about if we want this thing to last, we got to clean this deck right?
There's a couple products. The most efficient way, especially with larger decks, would be to sand the deck completely. You get it down to a clean, sound surface. After you're done sanding, you usually do what we call a tape test. Take some duct tape, more or less, smooth it onto the surface of your deck, peel it up. If you're getting wood fiber off of that, then you know that you maybe want to go back and touch those areas. Just hit them with a light palm sander. Otherwise, we've got our deck stripping system that's really designed for breaking up old finishes, and which easily help it to, you can use a stiff bristle scrub brush, scrub the deck to get down to a clean, sound surface. We've got our number 64. This is our deck finish remover. This will break up old finishes. We put it on and spread rate of about 125 square feet per gallon. This will actually break up a finish after about, it depends on the type of finish you have, whether it's a transparent or a solid. Solids may take up to an hour to break up. You just want to keep it damp. You'll mist it with some water perhaps on a hotter day. But typically you're looking at 30 to 45 minutes. Then you just scrub it very well, and you just wash it off with a power washer lightly, or use your garden hose.
This isn't going to take over like a deck over.
No, it
just
won't.
Like a semi-transparent type of finish, right?
Transparent solids. those type of products. So deck over is another animal. That one really should be sanded, because it sticks incredibly well.
Is that taking 100% off, or is there some residual that's left?
You're gonna have a little bit of residual, but that's why it's a part of a system. You follow with our number 63. This is a cleaner, brightener wood preparation. This is part 2. You wouldn't need to use this, the stripper, on a new deck or on a deck that's never been finished at all. This is actually it's an oxalic acid and enzyme-based product that will actually clean and brighten the wood back up. It will neutralize the chemicals that are in this one.
Will this take off the mill glaze?
Yes, correct. Now the mill glaze is what that is when they plane the boards to thickness. The hot planer boards actually raises the resins or the sap in the wood, and it actually will seal the surface of the wood, preventing moisture or your finish to penetrate evenly. So what you want to do is use this. It's like a liquid sander, more or less.
Let me ask you a question then. They say on decks, treated cedar, let them sit for 6 months, but if you put this product on there, that will eliminate that problem. So you don't have to go through a whole season. But if you don't use this product, I can tell you firsthand, if you're going to sand it, or if you seal a deck that has a mill glaze on it, it's going to be ruined after the winter.
Yeah,
right?
Because you're not going to get the proper penetration of the finish. That mill glaze will actually prevent it from adhering. So what you want to do is use this product. And there used to be the old rule where any deck you'd have to wait 6 months for it to put a finish on it. And that really was because some of the chemicals, the arsenic, the copper and arsenic, and the materials they were putting in there to prevent mildew and fungus. But nowadays, those chemicals are not in there. What you want to do is actually clean your deck. Give it maybe 30 days. Clean your deck. Get rid of the mill glaze. Get rid of the dirt. And then apply your finish to it, because that finish will actually help to prevent the checking and the cracking of the wood and slow down the evaporation of the moisture out of there. So your deck will, overall the life of the deck, it will be better for it to get that finish in sooner.
So Behr has built the perfect system. That's why they put warranties on the products, but you have to do it right. You have to do things right. You have to prepare the deck correctly. So if you have some stain on your deck, if you have a finish on your deck, you want to use this product, finish with this product. If we're just talking about a mill glaze type of thing, then we're just talking about this product.
We're just removing mildew, basic maintenance of the deck. You can use this. This one is mixed with the gallon of water, a 1-to-1 mixture, and it'll do up to 400 square feet, which is the average size deck for most homeowners. Okay. This gallon is 125 square feet. It's really thick, kind of gel-like material, so you really want to apply it with a 3/4 inch nap roller and allow it to sit, allow it to work, and then keep it damp while it's on the hotter days, like I said.
Okay. What we like to do at Hillis Brothers too is we'll use this product to get off all the mold, all the mildew, and then we go through with a deck sander and we'll do that, and then wash off all the dust and get it prepared properly. So what we're doing is we're taking this step out, but we're using this step first. Yeah. So try to get smooth. So there's one more thing, since I have you here, Dave, I wanted to talk about, and that is the product that I think is flying off the shelves. Everybody asks me about it when we go out there. People have decks that are 25 years old, they have cracks in them, and they say, I don't know, maybe I should buy a new deck, but how much a new deck costs if you're going to put composite. And you guys have a solution, and a solution that we provide too when we come out there and service it, that is, I think 20% less than putting all new boards on the deck, maybe even less than that. And tell us about Deck Over.
Yeah.
And how you guys came up with it and all the different products that you have now with it.
Yeah, Deck Over is a product we developed about 8, 9 years ago, and it was something that was brand new. It's basically a deck resurfacer. It's a high solids type product with a very strong resin that what it will do is kind of fill in, if you've got cracks up to 1/4 inch You can take a brush and use this material to fill those cracks, allow them to dry. And then you would come back and do 2 coats with a half-inch nap roller. And 2 coats is really important for this product. I've talked to a lot of people in the store saying, do I really need to do 2 coats? And I said, yeah, it's almost like a pudding type material, consistency. But you really need the 2 coats, because after the first coat, you may have some pinholes, you may have some areas that just didn't get filled completely, and you really want to encapsulate the board as much as possible, because if the moisture gets under it, around it, it'll potentially lift the material. But we've had really good success with this product. I mean, we've had less than a 1% failure rate.
Wow.
But the times that we found that has failed is most people have done 1 coat, they over apply it because it's only 75 square feet for 2 coats per gallon, which
They think they can hack the system.
oh yeah, you can't cut. Our engineers are smarter than that, so
Yeah,
they're the ones that
yeah.
design the process.
Right.
But you want, the most important things is you really want a clean, dry, sound surface, and sound is incredibly important when you're talking about. Most people will say, "Oh, can I just throw it on?" It's like, no, you really need it sound, because it's only as good as what you put it on. And if you don't get it down to a clean, sound surface, you're gonna to get it off. You really need to use a sander, because it sticks so well when it succeeds, and when it fails, you're not helping yourself.
Yeah. The deck over product, I would say we must have did hundreds of those last year, and we haven't had. I think maybe we've had 1 or 2 problems with the product since we put it on there, and we've been doing this for years now. So a great solution to an old deck that has problems. Is there anything else about deck over that you want to talk about? There was some products out there. There was like a Rust-Oleum product, not out there anymore. It had some problems with it. I see some other products out there. What is it? Because I don't think we touched on the different kinds of deck over that you guys have now.
Yeah, we've got a smooth version that was the original product that we came out with. That was, that's very, really nice, even, smooth. I can't say it's very smooth, but it is considered a smooth product.
You can walk on it.
Oh
and
yeah,
scrape
easy
your
on your feet. And that's
Yeah.
one thing it does. It does have some ceramic built into it to repel the heat.
I don't think people know that it has ceramic in it.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is a lot of the products that initially came out to compete with us had some some silicas and things like that. And what the problem with those was, it trapped the heat. I've heard of people burning their feet on these items because it stays so hot. That was a good selling point for Behr, because we actually understood it held the heat. So with that, the smooth, we have a textured version, which is, I guess in the range of like a 60 grit sandpaper type finish.
And why would you say people would want that on there? What's the benefit? Is that so you can get more of a profile on it, or even the terrible decks?
Yeah, people with perhaps that, but I think it's more for grip. If you've got perhaps a handicapped ramp,
Okay.
You want to have the ability to have a surface that's easily walkable,
Okay.
with some grip on it. And this year, in 2017, we're actually launching our extra textured version. And this is to compete, to fill that void that was filled, by the other competing products leaving the store. There's still that demand where somebody really wants that extra, perhaps they've got a wet surface that they want to.
Maybe around a pool or something.
Yeah, correct. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
That they want to be able to, have a good grip, and maybe they like that textured, appearance.
You
So
need that
that's-
when you're doing your cannonballs
Yeah.
at your house at the pool.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
One more thing I wanted to talk about
Sure.
is when we're talking about decks, I want to word this right. At some point, it's 100% failure rate. Okay, you get the longevity by maintenance. Okay, and how you take care of a deck. Okay, decks need to be redone. There needs to be maintenance done on them. Sometimes we have people that think that decks maintain themselves, like You park a car underneath a tree.
Yep.
If you don't wash it,
Yep.
the film's going to break down even on a car finish. But what's worse about a deck is you're actually walking across it. So can you touch a little bit on what proper maintenance of a deck would be to get the most out of these finishes that we have here?
A lot of times it's as simple as just a dish soap and a bucket of water. You can put in a pump sprayer, spray it on, and all you're trying to do is remove the dirt, any kind of mildew that may be on the surface. Just use a bucket of water and dish soap, spray it on. If you've got a pump sprayer, scrub it lightly with a garage broom and wash it off.
Yeah.
Just keep the dirt off. If you've got a power washer, that's good, but you don't want to get so close that you actually write your name in the surface.
You want to keep the leaves off of it.
Keep the leaves off. Yeah, it's just like any other things. You want to wash your car.
Yeah.
You want to keep the wax it occasionally.
Everybody
I wouldn't say
knows
wax the deck, but
yeah, everybody knows you have to wash your car.
Yeah.
But why do people think you don't have to take care of your deck?
Yeah.
So if you don't take care of your deck, if you're putting salt on your deck year-round, if you're letting the dogs go in and out of this thing, running on it, if you don't have gutters, if you don't have all these things that, if you're not keeping it clean, what you're talking about is going out there at least once a month and keeping the dirt off of there.
Yeah,
But
sweep it off.
if it becomes like sandpaper, like on a semi-transparent finish, if there's dirt on there, I mean, how much of the life of that deck is going to be reduced by not cleaning it? I mean, if you didn't clean a deck, wouldn't you say it would fail like after 2 years?
Oh, easily, because the problem is mildews usually what it will do is it will sit on the surface, but then it propagates, and then it starts growing deeper into the surface, and that's where regular maintenance, just keeping it clean, it's not gonna do anything other than sit on the surface. So
Because if you park your car underneath a tree, it's going to grow mold on it.
Oh, sure.
No matter how good the finish of your car is, it's going to have this film.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it's impregnated into the film,
Yeah.
but it's laying on top of the film. So these things have to be washed off.
correct, yeah. And that's the thing is mold leads to fungus. Fungus will eat your deck, eat the rest of the wood in the deck.
Yeah.
So it's really important to keep that off there.
Keep the water
So
off
just
of it.
general maintenance. Just when you usually want to power wash your house once a year, get the dirt off that. Do that as part of that process.
Right. Okay, well, thanks, Dave, for giving us all the info on this. And when I have a question, I go to Dave. I think we're going to do a few more of these. I want to talk about.
Season's just starting.
Yeah, the season's just starting. So Dave's got a lot of great information, and I'm glad that you came out here today and helped out all of our customers. And this has been really informative. I've actually learned a few things here. So until next time, this is John with Dave,
Yep, thank you.
Hillis Brothers.